Hello and welcome to my channel, and today is the last day of the year. It is December the 31st and that means I'm going to be doing two videos today. I'm going to be doing my TF15 of 2015 video, but not right now. That video will be following later on once I've filmed it. Anyway, this one is my end of month bot haul video. Now if you saw my last video, which was my chewing the fat I did on the 29th of December, you will know that this might be the last regular end of month bot haul video that you're going to get. Because next year, because of a change in my bot buying strategy, I might not be buying quite as many bots as I have been of late, and because of that it might not be worth me doing an end of month bot haul next year, but who knows. I have to suck it and see. But just for now, here is my final bot buying collection video of 2015. Now, wasn't a really big month for buying bots, not until a few days ago anyway, because until 27th of December when I went to the NEC Toy Fair, it was a couple of days ago, I'd hardly bought any bots this month. But as you'll see, as they pan out, I've got quite a few things and I spent a few quid as usual. Anyway, let's move on with the first bot that I picked up. It's one that I've reviewed. I saw on obviously I collect these Hello Carbot things and I want to branch out into other Korean transforming robot toys, and I noticed there was a seller in the UK who was flogging a Carbot for a price that was slight buy it now price. Well, it wasn't a buy it now price, it was on a auction. But the starting bid was like $19.99, and it was cheaper than what you can buy them on a buy it now from Korea. Anyway, I won the auction, and I got this guy. Yes, it's a Tobot Evolution Y from the Tobot line. I've done a review on this toy. Like other Korean, like the Carbots that I've got, he's kind of lacking in certain articulation joints. He's got no bicep swivels, no thigh swivels. This one has got a waist joint, but that's sort of part of the transformation. It's got a very sort of flappy backpack thing going on, but he's a big bot. He's he's got ratchet joints, nice glossy shiny hard plastic, and yeah, good looking bot. A few little flaws on it, but really nice. Yeah, pick this up. This is my first example of bots from the Tobot line, but I will be getting more bots from the Tobot line next year, so look forward to seeing reviews on them as and when they come. But that was my first pickup this month. Tobot Evolution Y, which arrived on Wednesday the 2nd of December. Now, moving on to Friday the 4th of December, I just decided to go out uptown after work, and I've been looking in the entertainer toy shops for certain toys that are like cropping up over there. They're doing the Age of Extinction Voyager figures for a reduced price, but they're also doing the last of the line one-step changes, and there was one character in particular I was after, and it's this guy. Age of Extinction one-step Rollbar. Yep, I managed to get hold of one of these, about £5 from Entertainer. Is my own one and only example of the butterfly knife transformation scheme, where they do that and then you just do that to transform them. The reason I bought this was not necessarily for the bot mode. I bought him for the vehicle mode, because that is a Chevrolet Sonic RS, same as the one that was used in the movie. Now they did a deluxe version of this, and all it was a repaint of Generations tracks. So it wasn't an accurate representation of the real world car used in the film. It's lacking paint apps, but I've got a mind to paint it up to look like the car in the movie that does that chase scene where they're escaping from Jaeger's farm, from the Special Forces guy, from the Cemetery Wind guys, and they're going across the fields in this rally car thing, which this is based upon. And it's kind of like the same deal with this guy, One Step Stinger, which is actually a licensed representation of the Pagari Voyager, which is the reason why I bought this. So I bought this for exactly the same reason, but like I said, I want to do a paint job on this if I can get around to it. I mean, the amount of times I've said I'm going to do a paint job on something and I never actually do it. I've done a couple of customs, I'd like to do a few more, but anyway, that's why I bought that thing. Okay, then the following day, December 5th, I was up at Bury, went to another entertainer and picked up this guy. Age of Extinction, Voyager Drift, with the Skyhammer mould. Initially I didn't want to get this toy. The reason being, I was interested in getting a version of the Skyhammer mould, but I wanted Skyhammer rather than a repaint of him. But quite a few people was picking this guy up and saying how brilliant he looks in these colours. So I thought, well, they're doing them cheap, I might as well see if I can get one. And I was up at Bury, went to the entertainer, and they had one on the shelf. Got him for 15 quid. I've literally only just got him out of the box. Quite a few of these figures that I will be showing you here are bots that I bought a few weeks ago, and I've only just now got them out of the box so I could take the photograph, the group photograph for the screenshot at the beginning of the video. Yeah, so I haven't actually transformed this guy yet. I haven't played with him, and it's the same with some of the others. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a fiddle with this once this video is over. But yeah, picked him up. Then I went on my end of year Coventry toy hunt. Now, next year I probably won't be doing these, definitely not every month. I might do them on an odd occasion, but I won't be doing them as a regular thing next year as part of my new bot buying strategy, as you saw in my last video. But so this is the last time. I will do one around about Christmas time anyway. I did one last year. I'm doing one this year. And I had big plans for this this particular toy hunt, which I did on Tuesday the 22nd of December. And I had plans to go to the usual haunts, which was Smith's at Tollbar End, Toys R Us at Cross Point, and I wanted to go to the Forbidden Planet as well, which is in the centre of Coventry, near the West Orchards shopping centre. But I also wanted to go to the B&M home stores, because I heard rumours that the Fritting 30's Voyager double dealer was cropping up in B&M home stores, and I'm really in the market for getting one of those. So anyway, it was kind of a disappointing trip because I went to about 8 different shops. I mean, I went to Smith's and they'd got nothing worth buying, so it was a bust. And then I went to the 3 B&Ms and no double dealers, so I didn't buy anything there. Went to Forbidden Planet and bought some comics and some other bits and pieces, but no Transformer toys because they didn't have anything on the shelf that I didn't already have or I actually wanted, so I was a bit disappointed with that. So the only things I did get was the first figure I bought was at Toys R Us, and I had these money off vouchers. I mean, I did a video of this this toy hunt anyway, which you've probably seen. I had these money off vouchers I've been given from work, and with them I was able to get this guy, Masterpiece Sunstorm, who retails at £49.99, but with the money off vouchers, that was 30 quid off. I got him for £19.99. Now again, I've literally just got this guy out of the box and transformed him. Bit of a fiddly transformation. It's my first go on the new Seeker mould. These, well, that one doesn't seem to clip in at all. But I know this being the Toys R Us exclusive version, it has got a few sort of minor QC issues compared to the Takara version. But it's alright. It's my first example of a Masterpiece Seeker, and he's alright, and not bad for £19.99. So then I was driving around, been to the other places, and I stopped off at supermarket, stopped off at Tesco's in Coventry, and got RID Jazz. Now, I've been putting off buying this guy. I've had plenty of opportunities to buy him in the past, but I bought him because I wanted to buy something on this toy hunt. I didn't want to come away empty-handed. He's alright, but I just don't like this whole aesthetic here. I don't like the way his shoulders work like that. They're hinged up there like that. I mean, that hinge to me is like 90 degrees out of joint. It should be going that way rather than that way, if you know what I mean. And I don't like this whole platform chest thing. I mean, if you pull that up, his normal chest looks a lot better. But if you pulled his pulled his shoulders in, he would actually look a lot better. I just don't really like the aesthetic on this guy. But I've bought him, so he was 15 quid from the supermarket. He's one of those. I just bought him because I had to buy something else on this trip, and that was that. That was why I got him. So yeah, that was all those sort of trips out the way. As you can see, didn't really get much for that month. What, 5 bots? So it was up to the NEC Toy Fair at the end on December 27th to make up the numbers, and I was getting perilously close to bot 400. I mean, I knew I was very close to bot 400, and I really wanted to get to bot 400 before the end of the year, and the NEC Toy Fair was my chance at doing that. So on December 27th, I went to the NEC. Had a bit more money than I usually have. I usually take about 100 quid to the NEC Toy Fair, but I had a few extra notes saved up, and I actually took about 170 odd quid to spend. And my usual friend who has been going to these toy fairs, the local guy who's a collector who goes there to sell stuff, he wasn't there this time, which was unfortunate. But there was enough other people there selling stuff to make the trip worthwhile, and I got a decent haul out of it. So the first guy I picked up, Armada Cyclonus. Yeah. Got him because I've got Armada Demolisher, so I had to have Cyclonus to go with him. It's the first time I've played with this. Don't like the way the waist works on this particularly, and his head, the way it's hinged off this collar, and it just goes backwards and forwards. That's not very clever. Didn't come with his mini-con. He's got his missiles. Yeah, he was, what was it, £6.50 or something like that. He was all right. I was happy to pick him up. Then I went walking around again. I was sort of kind of scanning around to see what was about before I committed to buying anything. But then I found a stall, got some little sort of Legion class figures, minting packet, selling for £3.50. So I got little Cybertron Sunstorm. Second Sunstorm in the month, because obviously I got the Masterpiece one and I got the little Cybertron one. This is alright, this is pretty cool. It's the Cybertron Seeker mould. Fairly straightforward transformation, funky little bot. I quite like it. He was what, £3.50? And then moving on, walked up the aisle a bit further and found this guy, animated Oilslick, in his bike mode on somebody's stall. Picked him up, £3. Be rude not to. Yeah, he's an interesting bot. I've seen a few reviews of this guy. He kind of looks interesting. I've got a sort of a thing for bike formers, and this guy's definitely interesting. He transforms into this really creepy sort of lurid green, sort of chopper bike with lots of spikes and things and a ram's head on the handlebars. And then when he goes into his robot mode, he kind of looks like an evil sort of, sort of doctor, who does experiments. He's it's quite an interesting bot, and it's obviously being the animated aesthetic. He's very thin and lanky and has got all that going on. So yeah, he's a really cool bot, and he was only £3, so can't complain on that. He's missing his weapon, but don't really need that. It's like a ball and chain thing. He was all right. Yeah, quite happy to pick him up. Now, the next bot I picked up. I saw two of this bot at the NEC Toy Fair, 2 of them. One seller wanted 45 quid for it. It's a big bot, and I thought, well, I'd already seen the other one, and the one that I bought was only 15 quid. Now, I could have passed on this guy altogether because I haven't really got anything for him, because I haven't really seen the episodes of the show where he features. But I've passed on this guy twice at car boot sales this year, and I kind of regretted it. So I wanted to pick one up, and I bought the cheaper of the 2 options. He has got his headmaster, which is the thing that always goes missing. And And I will say he's absolutely filthy dirty. Energon Omega Supreme. Yes, this was one of two that was at the NEC. Like I said, the other one was clean. I'm not sure if it had the missiles. This one hasn't got the missiles, but I can do without the missiles. It's got the headmaster, which is the important bit. Yeah, he's a huge bot. He's got a lot of playability. I have transformed him into his separate bits. I absolutely love the battleship mode, the blue bit, which turns into like a battleship, which kind of looks like a cross between the SDF-1 and Space Battleship Yamato. It looks amazing. And the fact the headmaster goes into the conning tower of the ship, and it's got these things that stick out like antennas. It just looks amazing. The crane truck stroke train thing it's nothing really. I don't really like it, and you can combine the two together to make one massive train, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, you only buy this thing for the bot mode. He's huge, decently articulated. Yeah, the headmaster's just fell off. Where'd it go? Yeah, so he's got big chunky ratchets, but he needs them to move at all. 15 quid. Like I said, this guy is absolutely filthy. He's covered in dirt and cobwebs, and God knows where they dug him up from. So I'm going to have to give him a thorough clean. That is going to require taking him to bits, putting all the bits in a big bowl of warm soapy water, giving them a scrub, and then putting him back together, and then he'll be gleaming. Because the best thing for cleaning plastic parts I found from my radio control cars is just get some washing up liquid in a washing up bowl, some nice warm soapy water, and just gently scrub them with a soft brush, and it gets all the dirt off and the plastic's gleaming at the end of it. So this guy is going to hopefully be getting a good old wash and brush up. But yeah, 15 quid for him. Quite happy to pick him up. When I got Omega Supreme, I also picked this guy up at the same time. And I honestly thought this was Cybertron Jetfire, but I didn't notice the Decepticon symbol on him until this afternoon when I took a picture of him. Yeah. So I've had to do some hurried research on him, and it's actually Cybertron Sky Shadow. But it's the Jetfire mould. It's got a massive backpack. He's a big old bot. I quite like Jetfire from the Cybertron line. That's part of the reason why I bought this, even though I didn't realise it was the Decepticon version of the mould. But yeah, I picked him up. He's alright. So yeah, now at this point I was getting kind of close to bot 400. I only had a couple of bots to go, but I wasn't paying much attention. I was doing my thing of writing down my little list as I picked things up as I went along. And I went back to the same sort of seller a couple of times. Well, basically the guy I bought Omega Supreme off, I also, what did I buy off him? I bought Cyclonus and Omega Supreme was the same one. Walked around again and then came back again. And then, right, I didn't realise that I was literally a couple of bots away from my bot 400. So I had a look through his packets, and then I got animated Sentinel Prime. I almost bought this guy at Rollout Roll Call. Other people have said, and it's obvious, that this guy is like a homage to the Tick. He's got the massive great chin, and he's bright blue and really beefy. So yeah, I've not actually seen the episodes of the show where this guy's in, and I know he's a bit of a blowhard, and he's really got it in for Optimus Prime. I need to watch more episodes of animated. I've got some DVDs with the first couple of episodes, but I need to get the box set of the whole series. I think they ran for, was it 3 series of 13 episodes or something like that? I need to get the rest of animated. I need to watch it. I know a lot of people rave about it. I've only seen I've only scratched the surface of animated. I've got a few animated figures, but yeah, I'd like to get more into animated next year. And but I picked him up. I think well, he was a £5 along with the next lot of bots that I bought. Now, this next lot of bots, I saw them in a bag. as a set. And I knew straight away, I thought, I know somebody who's after these bots for one bot in particular. And I'm just trying to transform them quickly. Yeah. It's these guys. Now these are the Micromaster Rescue Patrol team. And they were in a bag. They were £6.50, but as I got them along with Sentinel Prime, the guy did me a deal because I didn't have any change. I had notes in my pocket. So he gave me £10 the lot. So I got these for a £5. Now, I knew from Rollout Roll Call that Richard Delafield, aka Bisto Yeti, was looking for this guy, Stakeout, the little police car. The reason being is because of this. Transformers Sins of the Wreckers. Because if you look on the front cover, there he is. There's Stakeout. And if you read the comic, Stakeout's in it. He's sort of looking after Verity, who's out in the cold in the wilds of Alaska, and she's got that laptop with the that thing on it that everyone's after. Anyway, and he appears later on. Obviously, when the wreckers come out, there he is. So he's obviously going to play a major part in this. Now, Richard, being quite astute, has come to the conclusion that this guy, simply because of his involvement in this, is going to become highly desirable by collectors. And obviously the price of this guy is going to go through the roof. I picked this guy up with his teammates for a £5. And I bought this with the idea of selling them on to Richard Bisto Yeti for the same price that I bought them from, for a £5. Little did I know that when I got home and checked my list, one of them is my Bot 400. Redhot is my Bot 400. When I dished them out, I mean, as I bought them in a lot, I mean, I could have had Stakeout as my Bot 400 if I really wanted to, but I'm not really bothered about these guys. I don't really collect Micromasters, so I'm quite happy to sell these on to Richard Bisto Yeti for the same price that I bought them for, provided, you know, for no, well, I just don't mind, even though one of them is a centenary bot, which really I should hang on to, but I'm not really bothered about it. So yeah, I'll pick these guys up for a £5. So Richard, yeah, if you still want these, the offer's there, mate. £5 to you. So yeah, there was that going on. So yeah, like I said, I didn't really know at the time that one of those guys was going to be my Bot 400 because I wasn't paying much attention. I was writing stuff down on the list, but I didn't note which bot was going to be my Bot 400. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when it was actually going to happen. And if I'd have been a bit more astute and a bit more clever, I might have been able to hold it off until I bought my next bot. And this is kind of a big one, because I mean, I've bought quite a few G1 bots. I mean, obviously I just bought the Micromasters. But I've bought G1 bots at the NEC Toy Fair before, and I've paid a fair amount. I mean, last time I went, I paid, what is it, 45 quid for Skull Cruncher and 30 quid for Spinister. But that's nothing compared to what I paid for this next guy. Now, I've kind of been after one of these for a while, and I saw it early doors as I was walking around, and I thought, that's a bit pricey. So I walked past it. But after I'd assured myself that I'd got clear of Bot 400, I decided, you know what, I've got enough money left in my pocket. I still had about 90 odd quid in my pocket at this point. I'm going to go for it. Now, in the words of MGO, the freaking geek, precious, so precious. Yes, I've got G1 Megatron, complete with all his bits. Pew pew. pew, pew, pew. There he is. 75 quid I paid for this chap. He's intact. Love the gun mode. The gun mode's amazing. I've got a few Megatrons. They're up there on, well, not all of them. They're up there on the shelf. I've got the little the Reveal the Shield Legion one, which is really cool. I've got Hegemon, but I kind of wanted a G1. Now, I have transformed this into robot mode a few times, and to be honest, this is my first hands-on with the G1 Megatron mold, and the robot sucks. It's awful. When I was a kid, I used to have the G1 Browning, which is the other sort of gun bot that they released, the Diaclone Browning. That did a gun robo so much better than what this thing does, even though it's not quite as big. The transformation was a lot simpler and made a much better looking bot as a result. But yeah, I'm still glad I bought it though. I mean, 75 quid for complete. Click that, yeah. 75 quid for a complete G1 Megatron, and it's an original one, because when you look at the little stamps on here, it says Hasbro 1974 and 1983, and it's got the Takara logo on it. But the thing that really surprises me, it says made in France. This thing was made in France. I didn't realise they made Transformers in France. That is just... I know they made some of the early ones in Macau and obviously Japan, but... France? G1 Megatron was made in France? That's just... well, that sort of finished me. And the other thing about it, I don't know if you can see, the iron sights on the end of the barrel are like 90 degrees out. They should be, I'm sure they should be on top of the barrel instead of sticking out the side. Now, I've seen another review of this toy that somebody else did, and theirs had also got the iron sights skew-if. Now, this piece is glued onto the end of the barrel. I can look inside and I can see that it's got some glue on it. I thought, well, shall I try and disconnect it and glue it back in the right position? But I bet you I'll snap the buggery out of it if I try to mess with it. So I'm just going to leave it as is. But anyway, precious, oh so precious. Yeah, G1 Megatron. 75 quid, the most I've ever paid for a G1 figure, but I think it's easily worth it. Yeah, got hold of him. And I was kind of winding down. I only had a couple of quid left, so I was, wandering around thinking, right, what can I spend my money on now? And then there was another guy got a stall, got a series of collectible figures, including some Masterpiece figures, and he was just setting up, and I spied something on his store, and I thought, yep, I'm after one of those. Universe Inferno. I've been after one of these for a while. I was looking for one at Auto Assembly and Rollout Roll Call, but I couldn't find one. I saw Grapple, or Grappel, as he's called in the Universe line, but I couldn't find the Inferno version. But this is an original Universe one. It's got good light piping. Yeah, I'm really happy to get hold of him. He was 20 quid. He's in really good condition. Came with instructions, but he was loose, but whatever, you know. And so yeah, we're down to the last couple of things. Wandered round. There's a guy on one of the walls who I usually buy a couple of bots from. I bought a Cybertron Scrapmetal from him last time I was there, and it was it the red one I got? Anyway, he had a yellow one. So I've got a yellow one now. I've got 2 out of the 3 colours. They did the 3 different colours of these: a red one, a yellow one, and a blue one. I've got 2 out of the 3 colours. I'm going to try and get hold of the last one. Missing his Cyberplanet key, as they usually do, but these are great little things. You can get loads of them and have them troop building, because in the show they were like a plague of insects that were going over Cybertron, eating everything in their path, because being scrap metals, they love eating metal, and they turn into a little spider tank thing, and they're kind of cool. Got excellent light piping. Yeah, so I picked up another one of them. And then I hooked up with my mate Richard. I'd been sort of walking around with him earlier in the day, and was wandering around with him a bit more, and was going past another store, and they had some Transformers Prime figures, and I had a quick flip through. Oh, there's one I've been after for a while. Prime Voyager Beast Hunters Ultra Magnus. Yep, I've literally only just got this guy out of the box. He was another one I bought, mint in box, with all his accessories and bits. I've got a version of this mould. I've got the Optimus Prime version of this mould, which I picked up at a car boot sale earlier in the year, but don't need that now because I've got the Magnus version. Yeah, I'd much rather have the Magnus version. Yeah, he's cool. He's got the remoulded shoulder pads to give him that classic Magnus look. He's alright, he's pretty cool. He was 20 quid, but, well, £19.99, I'll give him 20 quid and say, you know, next time you go and past a charity box, put the penny in. Yeah, so, yeah, he was 20 quid, mint in box. Happy to get him. And I was down to my last sort of dregs of money. I only had a couple of quid left, and near the entrance there was a store. A guy had some loose G1 figures. He had a really battered up Hound. He had a Jazz missing a door, and he also had Astro Train in United States, you know, NASA shuttle colours. And I was looking at them, and I said, well, how much were you doing these for? And he said 8 quid. And I said, well, I haven't got 8 quid. I've probably only got about 5 quid. And he says, all right, I'll let you have one for 5 quid. And I got my money out, and I was counting my cash out, and I only had about £4.70 left in my wallet. And it was like, oh no. And he says, I'm sorry, mate, I won't let him go any less than the fiver. I said, well, that's fair enough. So I wandered round back to the store where I bought this guy from, because he had another figure on the table for £3.50, and I bought that, and it was this guy, a little Universe Legend Leo Prime, and I thought this was Leo Breaker from Cybertron, because the packaging was virtually identical to the packaging that this guy came in, and that was labelled as Cybertron packaging. But no, this guy was it was like robots in disguise, but I think it was the a Universe line, and it's another version of Leo Prime. I've got the Leo Breaker mould in, you know, Optimus colours. Didn't really want to buy this, but he was like the cheapest thing there that I could afford before I left. I was going to have Ultra Magnus as my last bot, but I just wanted to buy one last bot, and it's just a case of just spending my money for the sake of it, and he's all right, but didn't really want to buy this. Buyer's regret, maybe, I don't know, but I bought it anyway, so he was the last thing that I bought. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is me done for 2015. That was the last bot I bought this year. Yes, it's been a fairly big haul. Picked up some decent stuff. I mean, yeah, Megs, he's kind of important. Really, if you're a Transformers collector, you've got to have like a G1 Optimus Prime, and if you've got a G1 Optimus Prime, you've got to have a G1 Megatron to go with him. So I've got that now. It's kind of a benchmark in my Transformer collection, and I think he's probably the best thing I've picked up this month, even though I'm not really a huge fan of the bot mode. The gun's good enough for me. So yeah, that's the lot. So let's look at the totals for the final haul of the year. So that was 20 bots bought, and £280.28. And that, my friends, is it. Like I said, I might not be doing these haul videos next year. Don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Depends how many bots I buy. If I'm only going to get 2 or 3 bots in a month, then it's not really worth it. Not really worth doing a haul video. If I get like 10-15 bots, then I might sit down at the end of the month and do a haul video for you, but they're not going to be a regular thing next year, unfortunately. So this is the last one. I just wanted to do it this year as something to do, as have a regular video on my channel every month, and it served its purpose. Got my TF15 2015 video that will be following on later on, so look forward to that. So that's yeah, that's me signing off for 2015. I'll see you next year. Goodbye.